Let's talk about Connor Heyward, man. He is arguably the most versatile piece the Steelers now have on offense. You could say I got Calvin Austin III maybe, might be the most versatile, but I think Connor Heyward just tops him a little bit because this guy can play anywhere on offense or anywhere on the field for the Steelers, and he'll produce at a great level just because he's a Heyward. That's the Heyward bloodlines. That's just the type of player. That's just the type of competitor this guy is. And that's what we want on the Steelers roster. That's what we want on the Steelers offense, as hopefully it becomes revived this upcoming season. We start seeing a little sparks of promise this year under a new offense, a new era. With Connor Heyward, we all know he can play tight end, fullback, halfback. He'll primarily play special teams this year to get his feet wet. But the main question for me when it comes to the offense is what role fits him best? And honestly, you could say any role fits him best. Now, for his rookie year, like I said, he'll primarily play special teams, but I think we know for certain he'll probably just be the third tight end on the tight end depth chart, which, he's obviously capable of playing, and that'll help his blocking ability. That'll be good for the offense when it comes to creativity and specific formations, especially at the goal line, potential pre-snap motion. So it's good there. We just know that the main concern with him playing tight end is obviously his size.
Yeah, he's way too undersized to play the tight end position, but, don't let his size fool you from the type of player that he was back in Michigan State.
Because he plays bigger than what his body shows.
And he plays a lot faster than what he showed at the combine when he ran the 40.
He absolutely does.
For his size, he runs so smooth. He's so fluid. He's a lot quicker than he looks. That just comes part from the Heyward football mentality, from the Heyward bloodline.
Exactly. Connor Heyward's 5'11", 6 foot on a good day, about 230. That's the size of a natural fullback. Or you could say a halfback, a running back. He'll primarily play tight end this year on offense, according to our tight end coach, Alfredo Roberts, who I trust 100% because he came in last year and was a big helping hand in some of our tight end development. Freiermuth was a rookie and had a really good rookie year, stepping in as the number one. And even Zach Gentry.
Yeah, he stepped in big time as the tight end number 2.
Right. When Ebron went down, he stepped in as the number 2 and did very well and actually proved himself worthy of being that tight end 2. I know for sure I wrote him off a little too early, but that's because I didn't see much production from him in his first 2 years, but that's also due to the fact he's still relatively new to the tight end position, but also a good position coach really helps the player's development, and that's what Alfredo Roberts did to Gentry. So seeing what he did to Gentry, I know damn well he can do something as similar or as positive to Connor Heyward. Even though he is undersized, I trust Heyward as a competitor, as a learner, and I trust Alfredo Roberts as a position coach altogether. So I think that matchup's going to be very nice for our tight end group. Our tight end group is actually looking very good on paper. If you look at it from the depth chart standpoint, you got Muth as the starter, you have Gentry as the number 2, and Heyward as the number 3. But because Heyward's the number 3, that doesn't mean he's always going to sit. He'll see time on the offense. I think he'll see time on the offense pretty decently and pretty often. I don't know how immediate that'll be, but I think somewhere towards the middle of the season, once he starts getting warmed up, we'll start seeing him on offense a little bit. And although he'll start off as a blocker to get his blocking done, I think we could see him more so as a passing catcher, as a pass catcher, as a receiving threat, which is, in my opinion, his best trait, is receiving the ball, is catching the football. He runs very smooth routes. He's very fluid for a guy his size, to be real with you, and he showed it at Michigan State, man. He's very natural at catching the football.
Yeah, Connor Heyward, he just showcases dependability.
Yes, he does.
Which is something that the offense definitely could use. And I feel like it has some key pieces to it, the main notable guys. But I think Heyward could definitely get his feet in there in that category.
Right, and that brings me to my point here. What role fits him best? He'll start off as a tight end. How far that goes, I don't know. And that's only due to his size. I personally think down the road, he could see reps as a running back too. Because we don't have a running back too. Benny Snell is not it. Anthony McFarland is not it, in my opinion. Although, yes, he hasn't been given a fair chance, but he was inactive most of last year. So I don't even
healthy inactive at that.
So I don't even think the Steelers are looking at him as a potential running back too. He's a practice squad guy at this point, honestly.
And Trey Edmonds, he's there because Terrell's here.
Right, and undrafted free agent rookies. I would like to hope that they step up to the plate and take that running back 2 slot, but
we'll see how they do in training camp. But I think Heyward does have that potential to be a capable running back 2.
Because of his time as a running back at Michigan State and then switching to tight end, he has that blocking ability, so he's already pretty set in pass protection. He has great receiving ability, which nowadays you need to have receiving ability as a running back 2. Some of the best running back 2s in the league, their best traits are catching the ball out of the backfield.
Yeah.
And he can run the ball. He's not afraid to run the ball. So he has all the versatility we need to work him on the offense anywhere along the line. But I think his best trait down the road, maybe not this year because I don't think he's working as that this year, but down the road, I think he could work best as a running back 2 behind Najee, help take the load off him.
Yeah. To which is something Najee's definitely going to need because even behind a terrible offensive line, Najee was given the rock a lot. And we don't want that.
Too many times.
We don't want that. We don't want our star, basically the heart of our offense, getting hurt.
No.
We don't want that. Especially right now when we have no dependable number 2. And I don't think Heyward's going to be that guy immediately. It's going to take him time to learn that position if he moves over there, if tight end doesn't fit him. To which it could not. We don't know. We'll see how it develops with Alfredo Roberts. But Heyward does showcase that versatility to which there's definitely a role for him throughout the entire NFL.
Personally, in my opinion, and Rob has said it and I agree, Connor Heyward's ceiling is Kyle Juszczyk. It really is.
It is Kyle Juszczyk. He reminds me, coming out of Michigan State, seeing his tape and seeing how he was in college, he reminds me a lot of Kyle Juszczyk. When Juszczyk was with the Ravens and still is with the 49ers, you see how dependable he is as a runner, as a blocker, as a receiver, as an extra tight end. Juszczyk is arguably the best fullback in the entire NFL. He is a hell of a player, and I think Heyward has that upside. It's going to take him time to get there. It definitely is. We're going to have to be patient with this guy. He's not going to come in immediately and be an absolute stud.
Right. And I'm not saying move him the running back completely because a guy like Heyward, he's going to be a Swiss Army knife on the offense. He's going to be a utility altogether.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying switch positions completely because he'll still line up anywhere on the field for the offense. He can be moved out into the slot as a receiver if he needs to because he has that capability.
He has that versatility. He doesn't have to play one primary position. You can put him wherever he can be placed.
And I don't know what the future holds for a guy like Derek Watt, who's coming into his final year of his contract.
And is aging. And hardly plays on offense.
Why, I have no clue.
He's mainly a special teamer.
I'm not paying a fullback the second most in their position just to play special teams. That's just silly. So I don't know what the future holds for Watt. So maybe they start him off as a tight end this year and then transfer him to fullback, and maybe that's where he sees most of the time.
And have him be the replacement to Derek Watt, where Heyward could definitely get more playing time than Watt probably ever will as a Steeler.
While also still playing special teams. So you're really filling a lot of holes at the same time with a guy like Connor Heyward.
Yes.
But I don't know. I would love to see him get his feet wet this year as a running back too behind Najee. I personally think that's where he could get most of his production while still being a versatile piece on the offense.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what the Steelers are going to do for him long term. They're obviously going to start him off as a tight end this year because that's where he's working in OTAs and minicamp. I'm sure that's where he'll work at training camp in Latrobe this year. But we shall see what they do with him because he's again, a Swiss Army knife, a utility, and there's many ways they could work with him. So
yeah, it's one of the reasons why they drafted him as well. They didn't draft him just because, hey, he's Cameron Heyward's brother. No. There's a role for him, and I truly believe that. He showcased that at the college level.
But we have the position coaches to bring the best out of Heyward.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with him specifically at training camp and in the preseason to see how they utilize him in this new offense, this new era of an offense where he would definitely be a tributable part, a sleeper part to this new offense. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if everything goes according to plan. But honestly, man, I think long term, I like to see him not fully transition to a running back too, but see time mostly there.
Yeah.
While still being that versatile piece on offense. Honestly, because we need a guy behind Najee, and if you ask me, man, he might be one of the best halfbacks, if you want to call him one, on the roster right now just due to his receiving ability, which is very key.
Very, very key.
So that's just my personal opinion. Let us know your guys' thoughts down below. Where do you think Heyward should play? How much of an impact do you think Heyward's going to make in his rookie year? Honestly, that would be very curious to hear. So let us know your guys' thoughts down below. I'm excited to see what Connor Heyward's going to do in the black and gold. On the offensive side of the ball, We already seen one Heyward dominate on the opposite side on defense. Let's see what Heyward can do on the offensive side.
Yeah.
So it should be interesting, man. We got an Heyward on each side of the ball, so it should be fun to watch. But how much they use him, where they use him, that will be determined. But I have my own thoughts. You guys heard it, so let us know your guys' thoughts. And see you guys in the next one.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!